Hey everyone, welcome back to the Secret Garden YouTube channel. Now, as a quick note, I also have gardening videos if you want to check any of those out. You can be lazy like I am and only walk 10 to 20 feet to your garden to get food instead of having to go all the way to the grocery store. Now, thank you again for joining me. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and you should probably go ahead and smash that like button as well, but I'll make sure to remind you again a little bit later. So today we're going to be talking about how to kill weeds in your St. Augustine grass. But I wanted to show a quick shot of my front yard after the freeze. We are now doing probably, I don't know, is it 3 weeks or so afterwards, and everything is coming back really nice. We don't have any overall death. It is going very well. But of course, we always have spring weeds come up. Not very many in my yard, thankfully, but we do have some dandelions there. And I think there's a couple more. There's very little weeds in my front yard. We'll talk about how to try to get that for your yard as well. Now, we're going to talk about killing your weeds that are already here in a minute, but first let's talk about preventing your weeds. Now, you could use a pre-emergent. I personally don't use a pre-emergent just because I haven't had a need to, but we can do that another video on that if you want. But really what you want to do to prevent your weeds is have the healthiest grass you possibly can. Now, St. Augustine is really good on preventing weeds just because it grows so tight. And if you have really healthy grass that grows so tight, so thick, it kind of chokes out weeds. And so for me, I really only have weeds in the springtime, those spring seeds that are coming up that blew all around from the other neighbors' yards in the fall and now coming and starting to germinate up. So as long as I get those gone in the spring, I usually don't have too many issues throughout the rest of the year. Now, if you live in Texas like I do, you probably will have a little bit more issue with weeds just because we have our neighbors and everybody so close to each other. All the other houses are so close, and you might have your lawn really nice, but your neighbor might not. And all those weeds right there just blowing over to your side constantly. So that is a concern. But as long as you have really nice and healthy grass, you won't have too many weeds. It'll just choke them all out. And I find that I can actually just spot treat my weeds when they come out, and I don't need to go ahead and lay a whole thing of pre-emergent down, or I also don't need to use weed killer on my entire yard, just spot treating where we actually need it. And I use Image Southern Lawn Weed Killer for my weed killer needs. Now, very important, if you do want to check this out, there is a link below. But also, when you go to buy this, you want to always make sure you get the purple top. This is the one for Southern Lawns. This is what will be safe for your St. Augustine grass. Now, it is currently, I think, about 9 a.m. in the morning, and this is a really good time to use your weed killer. Now, you really do want to use your weed killer early in the morning or later at night because any type of weed killer really doesn't like temperatures in the 85, 90 degree, anything warmer than that. So if you can, you want to do it early in the morning. You want to give your weed killer a good 5 hours or so to be able to work without it getting super hot. Otherwise, you could actually damage your grass a little bit, even if it says that it's safe for your lawn. Now, I've only got about 3 little weeds, I believe, in the front yard, so we're going to have to go to the side and the backyard to find some more weeds as well. In my backyard, I still got about half Bermuda grass. I'm just now starting to lay my St. Augustine sod down in my backyard. So we have a lot more weeds in Bermuda because it doesn't get as thick. And so we have a lot more weeds we're going to try to tackle in the backyard as well. But let's go ahead and look at some of these weeds so we can see it before and after. We're going to come back later tonight. We've had a good day to start killing those weeds to see them nice and drooping over and already starting to die. Now, one thing we will note real fast is that you want to make sure you don't water your grass for a good day or so after you do the weed killer because you don't want to drown all of that weed killer down. You want to make sure it has enough time to get into the root base and really kill the weed real good. So I'd recommend don't water for a good 2 days if possible after you use weed killer. Make sure it's not going to rain as well. So I showed that dandelion there already. Let's go find some more. There's another little dandelion there, I think, trying to come up. Okay, so we actually have some clover here coming in. Now, clover is actually a sign that you need more nitrogen in your soil, wherever the clover comes in, because clover will actually put nitrogen back into the soil. Now, my grass here is really pretty. Actually, it's coming out really nice and thick, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of that clover here. Okay, so we got my sparse Bermuda. I'm not fertilizing or doing anything because I'm digging it all up. But we have a little bit of weeds in our Bermuda. Got one right there. We'll try to kill that one. And we'll try to kill that one. We have some more here, but we don't need to focus on all those right now. I'm digging it all up. And then we have our St. Augustine sod that got frozen completely, but it is coming back quite nice. And gardening, you should check out my videos. Moving on over here, under our playscape slide, we do have some weeds there we can kill. Just a little bit. Ooh, and we got a little clover trying to find its way through my grass right here. See this one over here? This is right there. We got a good one. Look at that. That'd be a fun one to kill. Okay, so we've got our hose on here, and then we've got this position right here to off. I'm just showing you this just in case you use this exact one. You put it all the way forward, and you will start with that. Give your weeds a nice little dose right there. Simple. I'm not going to show me doing all of these. There's no real point. Let me go ahead and get all of those, and I will see you back here tonight. The kids are swinging, and the weeds are dying. You can see here that they are all starting to curl up a little bit. Other ones here starting to curl. All starting to curl. It's about what you'll see in the first day or so, depending on how much weed killer you use. The more you use, the quicker it goes. The less you use, the longer it'll take. Well, you see they're all starting to wilt away. Okay, thank you all very much for joining me today. I very much appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please make sure you like this video. I told you I'd tell you again. Again, thank you very much. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below. Have a good day.